Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be going over how I built up my new main base and basically what it's designed around. My design was based off of the shape and look of this particular mushroom in game, this overall dome shape. So I didn't want to say just based off the look of a mushroom, without actually having what I built it on, based it on. So just a second, I'm going to pause the video real quick because where I'm actually building is you kind of seeing the blurriness of the corner of the yard is already up there. So I'm going to pause while I get in position and then pick up the video from over there, as well as wait till daytime comes back around because it's about to be time to sleep in game. So let me go ahead and pause it and I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, now we are up in the corner of the yard. I was looking for a position for a new base, that's why this is here, not somewhere else. But this is my mushroom inspired base design. You have your six-sided tower design, which is a part of the tower design video I have. One bounce web, which then, if you don't hit your head, like I'm doing, can launch you up and through the opening. I have a very small opening to maximize floor space. You can leave this much larger to make it a little easier to get through. It's up to you. But as you see, I have the bottom floor with elevated shelves for my storage. You can put these however you like. You can then put grass plank storage. You can put, let's go through them. You can put your storage for your weed stems. You can put your spinners. You can put whatever you want down here. This will even house, as long as it's not up against the wall, dew collectors. Because being that this is 2 stories tall, 1, 2, this will actually fit. And then you could put, up in the corner right here behind it is where you would put like a water container or, whatever you want. Now for the upper floor is where I put the bed. And you armor dummies or whatever. You can even put in a chandelier. I have a video on the chandelier as well if you would like to maybe duplicate a chandelier. So, another nice thing about this particular base design is modular. If I want to expand in any direction, I can. For the purpose of this video, we're going to expand in that direction. As you see, I already have a tower over there because the original expansion was there. I just tore it down for the video. So I just pop out a wall. I'm going to use simple grass planks, and because my OCD kicks in, I like to make sure everything's facing the same way. And then I'm only going to do 2 sections for the little gap between the buildings. That's why I'm placing those there. You can use either kind of handrail. For me, with limited amount of acorn shells, since I have so many storage boxes, I use sprig rails wherever I can. They are cheaper and easier, as far as I'm concerned. Now, it is 2 floor sections before you worry about dropping down. I want to make that one over there mirror this one. So from the edge wall, which that's what this is. Let me find my walls. So I'm just going to put that there. That's my edge wall. And it will go out like that, just like the ones across from it. You see on either side of the bridge, there's 2 window walls. So we'll put in the floors to go behind them. Now, in the corners are actual little corner pieces. And that's where we will do the triangle corners. And that is how far out we go. We will then put in more of the windowed stem wall. And now we're going to start having the walls go in that direction. Same on this side. The walls will then continue out in that direction. So, from the edge of the building, which that's what this is, you have your edge of your building, you have 1, 2, 3 floor sections before the opening for the drop down. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to set that up right now. So I have the 1, 2, 3. Now I'm just going to kind of fill in around it real quick. But when laying out your blueprints, I always have my opening in pretty much the same exact spot. So the opening has to be right there. So I know that is going to be the opening for coming back up. I'm going to go ahead and close off the floor around it. That is not supposed to be there, so that one that's way out there, I will go over there and delete in just a second. That is the way up. Now, For the real world game, you could place a blueprint here, so you can line up the bottom perfectly, and then you place blueprints dropping down towards the ground. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop down. As you can see, I'm up near the under construction zone. I'm going to switch back to my blueprint of the windowed stem wall now that it's on the floor or the ground. I'm going to delete this and work my way back up. I'm going to do my 6-sided tower. It's the cheapest tower that's out there. That doesn't want to build right there, so I will go a different direction. As you can see, the opening to get in is on this side, so the opening to get in will once again be mirrored to it. So this particular side that I'm standing next to will not actually be closed in. There we go. It finally decided to let me build it. Oh, we have to do the bottom one first. And that is how you build the support base for the other side. I like bounce webs. There is a way to use stairs in this. If you check out my video, I'll put that link in the description below on how to on the tower design. You can then just bounce web your way back up. These would be blueprints and not actual walls in the live game instead of creative. Delete the blueprints, replace them with, if you want to go the same route with the weed stems for that open look. Now, we'll go back to building that particular tower. So, we'll go in here. The side I went out was 5 walls wide. The side I did not go out is only 4 walls wide, along with your angled corners. So, I've already got 5 walls wide here. So now I'm going to go and set up the side. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and fill in this gap so I don't fall through, which I'm known for. And since I'm already on this side, I will go ahead and throw these pieces in. So there's your 4 walls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I did mention the angled wall. So a little triangle corner piece. And there's your angled wall. And now we begin the back wall, which is 5 walls wide. So there's 1, 2. Let me do the floor real quick, so because like I said, I will fall. So I have that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll go ahead and put the walls up there, closing them in. The triangle floor piece. More floor sections just to fill in the gaps. But you see we come off of that, and then we go down this way. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4 walls wide. Now, if you want to expand on this or even shrink it, that's up to you. You can. This is just how I built mine and the way I wanted it to look. That is the nice thing about the game. It lets you build the way you want your stuff to look. Now, I will also do, I don't know where that just built, but that's in the wrong spot. I'll worry about that later. Not that it really matters in creative mode. I always like to have handrails around openings so I don't fall down through them. Now, if you notice, from the opening of the wall towards my stairs, the stairs are on the back side, right up against where this came up. Just for look purposes, looks only, I put that in my actual build-in game. It's not necessary. I just did it for the look, to give it a nice, clean look. You can even do the handrails, which is part of my video for building towers. Take the inverted triangle wall section and push down 1 spot. Do that on the other side. Now that will have some grass pieces sticking out of the floor. That is one thing I just have to deal with right now until we get actual handrails. I didn't go any higher up, but from the side it gives you that nice handrail look. You can go further up if you want. Just if you go further up, the top part of this will stick out. One thing I would recommend is just throw that on there. Then your stairs have a little bit better look. And well, that's not supposed to be there. I do this build like this just for the look of it. That's just floating in the middle of nowhere. Thanks, game. But that is how I do the stairs. So I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. The bottom set of stairs is, we'll do the scaffolding just for placement. So I'm going to go to the other side of the hole on the floor. I'm going to get to the scaffolding. And I put mine like this so that if I want to put a box or something in there, I can. Obviously, you can't walk through once you put that there. And then you go up. Now, for the actual, as you see, hang on, let me back out of that. I have roof that kind of leans in a little bit, so we're going to do that next. I start with the old roof corner, not the new one that they gave us. And I'm going to put in my 4 roof corners. Because without the roof corners, the roof won't actually take. Because this, in the game, is unsupported. You might be able to put the blueprint, but it is unsupported. Now, get up against there. And you see the other buildings around. That tower is just a simple 6-sided tower. Whoops. The lower building outside of here. Right over there. That's actually one of my viewers. That's one of the buildings he was explaining to me, so I built it to see what it looked like. If y'all want to see what that building looks like, drop a comment in the section below, and I will make sure to credit the original creator of that design. Because there's a very interesting roof design, like someone's pressed the button on top of his house, and the whole center of the roof looks sunken in, but from the inside it looks really cool. So I'm just gonna keep going around, getting all the roof pieces put in. Now this one is the one I use for in my world, where I put my actual water collector. So there are no shelves for storage in this room, like there are in here. So dew collectors are not in the room with the storage; they're in the adjacent building. Now your stairs go up, and they link perfectly right next to your leaned-in roof, making sure my floors are in the same orientation as the floor down below, so it all looks, cohesive. You go in and build your floor up here. Now this is going to be the floor that in my world has some mushroom gardens and such, but you can put whatever you want in it. It's up to you. That is the beauty of this, like I said, is the creativity. And we're then going to create that unique looking top over there. That the point of it really glows when you put a chandelier in. At night, the top of that glows like a flashlight. So we just go in and fill in the spaces with your floors. Obviously leaving a space for the stairs to come up. Maybe not necessary, but I do it anyway. I put in handrails. Because why not? Now, we will start next to the stairs, since that is a good landmark to start with. As you can see, we have one flat... I'll go over there. We have one flat section of windowed stem wall right here next to the stairs, and then it angles in, creating a very different design. I know some people are thinking, man, you're wasting floor space. Don't really need it, not really caring. I'm more worried about what it looks like. So I went for something that looked very unique to me. And then from there, you will angle it back and do 2 of them cutting across the corner. Now before I complete that, actually no, we'll do it, go ahead. We'll bring that up. And then this one instantly angles right back. Now I'd recommend, but before you complete all these, from outside you see some people are going to say, man, you wasted all this space. Yes, okay. But I achieved a very different look than anything I have seen. And I'll go ahead and place the other 2. This is the squared corner. The squared roof corner, and then back to your stem walls or whatever you're using. You don't have to use stem walls. You can use plain walls. You can use the grass window walls. You can use just regular weed stem walls. And then this one is going to be straight across. Now, you've built the floor and the walls with the unique corners. Now we're going to build the roof. So, we're going to be using the older roof triangle. I'm going to do those first. As you may be able to lay the blueprint for the regular roof there, but it will tell you, at least it told me, unsupported. Which is not a problem. It's like, oh, that's going to be floating in there. That's wrong. Oh dear lord, 2 of them. So what happens when you click a little bit faster than the game can keep up? And my phone's going off. Now, that is it for those on that particular section. As you can tell from over there, we have just 2 of these regular slanted roof pieces, and that's where they go. Now we're going to take the roof interior corner and fill in the gaps, or have one float randomly in the air. So we'll delete that real quick. There it is. And that is the lower section of roof. We still have to put on the cap. So back to the roof corner. And if you're having trouble getting these to lay correctly, you can always pop out a wall section here and actually, you know, if you're having issues getting the top to lay right, pop out a wall section, walk around. Do it from right up here. But on these sections that are angled, you will put the roof corner, leaving you with just having to place the last piece of roof. So a good suggestion while building, don't fall off your building like that, is to not complete one of those wall sections that like what I removed. Leave this here, leave the blueprint there, so you can step out and maybe get this build done a little bit easier. But this brings you up to a nice point on your buildings. And then if I can not fall off the building, you go back in, and then you complete your wall. And if you want the chandelier, you put one of those up there. There's a video on a quick way to build the chandelier. That's why the top of that building is glowing. And now you have another building up here for whatever you want to put up here. And if you want to continue going, you can then pop out another wall somewhere. Like say I pop this wall out, I can go off in that direction, building another pod. Because this is a very easy to expand base design. You pop out a wall, extend out the floor planks, and there you go. We're going to run past this little building I have here. I'm not really going to show that one, because it's not my creation, so I'm not going to take credit for that. And that's what we have. We have 2 mushroom-inspired, maybe more Christmas tree-looking design. And at a distance, that little bitty plank between the 2 is invisible. So it looks like it's 2 separate buildings that are not connected when they actually are. The tower here, doesn't need a top on it. I put a platform just a little bit easier to get on the zip lines. I have one of those in my main tower in the live game. But that is how I built my current main base, which I did 2 days ago live on stream. Which if you want to check out more content like this, you can come check me out on Twitch. My link is in the description below. I stream every day. You guys stop by, say hi, ask any questions. I can show you some of the different bases I have. But until the next video, y'all have a good one.